Talk, they hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This is News Radio 580 and 94.9 FM, WTAG and WTAG.
Next on Worcester News tonight, closing arguments delayed after an outburst in the trial of a man accused in the death of a state trooper. Plus, a central Massachusetts town steps up its efforts to keep people from smoking. A look at what an area hospital is also doing to help. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Olivia Lemmon. Another gray and gloomy day across central Massachusetts, and it looks like we will see heavier rain as the night continues. Let's get a first look at our local forecast for more. Hey there, good evening to you. I'm meteorologist Pamela Gardner. Our Halloween forecast, more tricks than treats this season once again across Worcester. Daytime, we're going to have periodic rain, 58 degrees, and then by evening for trick-or-treating, turning windy, more showers expected, but our temperature goes up. We'll be in the upper 60s. So a fascinating system moving in. Unfortunately, the timing not very ideal for trick-or-treating. For this evening, though, not experiencing any of that widespread heavy rain. Temperatures in the 50s and holding there. Mostly cloudy skies, chance for a spot shower to develop too. Overnight tonight, we're in the 50s to 40s in some spots. Fitchburg down to 47, southeast wind, and that will continue into tomorrow, helping to elevate our temperatures. Some low 60s across Worcester and Fitchburg, and we will have some breaks in the clouds, but really few and far between. Most of us will see the clouds dominate, and that's going to be the case for the next several days. Rain for Halloween included, and then a sunny weekend, so at least we have that to look forward to. I'll see you in just a bit for the 10-day. An apology from the man accused of hitting and killing State Trooper Thomas Clardy. The dramatic moment happened before closing arguments in court today. Alicia Palumbo has more.
Your Honor. Wait a minute. David.
An outburst in Worcester Superior Court Tuesday morning, just as attorneys were about to give closing arguments in the trial of the man accused of being high behind the wheel when he crashed his car into State Trooper Thomas Clardy's cruiser on the Mass Pike in Charlton in March 2016, killing him.
I'm very sorry, Mrs. Clardy, for what happened.
Defendant David Njuguna ignoring the pleas of the judge and his attorney as he apologized directly to Trooper Clardy's widow, Risa.
I'm very sorry for what happened, Your Honor. I've been wanting to say that for a while.
When Njuguna refused to sit down and stop talking, Judge Janet Kenton Walker said she had no choice but to postpone the closing arguments.
We're going to take Mr. Njuguna and we're going to have him removed from the courtroom.
I'm sorry for what happened. Why are people lying about everything? Oh my God, why are you lying?
After a nearly 6-hour delay with Njuguna out of the courtroom but listening from elsewhere in the courthouse, the attorneys finally gave their closing arguments.
What the evidence tells us unmistakably, is that David Njuguna suffered a convulsive event when he was veering across 3 lanes of traffic and in a 1 in a million shot struck and killed Tom Clardy.
This was a tragedy, Your Honor, but it was not an accident. The defendant's actions were wanton and reckless throughout. He was impaired by THC combined with a lack of sleep.
And this is a bench trial, so there's no jury. The judge took the matter under advisement, and she's expected to issue a decision at a later date. Outside Worcester Superior Court, Alicia Palumbo, Worcester News Tonight.
2 years later, and there are still few answers in a fatal East Brookfield hit and run. Lisa Germain was crossing Route 9 around 6 p.m. on October 29, 2017. State police say a driver heading west hit her. Police have said poor surveillance video and other challenges are making the investigation difficult. Germain's daughter is still hopeful someone will come forward. 6 people are arraigned in Worcester District Court Tuesday for a brawl outside of the beer garden. Prosecutors say police officers were assaulted while trying to break up the fight early Saturday morning. According to Worcester police, the bar closed early for the night when the fight broke out. They say one police officer had a chunk of her hair pulled out, while others were bitten, kicked, and punched. An attorney representing one of the defendants believes his client is innocent.
There's no indication of anybody assaulting police officers. What there is very clearly is pictures of officers assaulting these individuals.
Of the 6 people arrested, 5 were charged with assault and battery on a police officer. A Southborough couple is in trouble with police again, this time for hosting close to 100 teenagers at their home and allowing them to drink. Police responded to the home of Amandeep and Manpreet Karuna for a report of an underage drinking party Saturday night. They say they witnessed nearly 70 teenagers run from the basement of the Karuna's home. Another 20 teens were found on the patio. Several large bottles of vodka were also found in the basement. Police detained 7 teenagers from Northborough and Southborough and later released them into their parents' custody. The Karunas are charged with providing alcohol to minors. This isn't their first time they've been in trouble. In May, police came to the Karunas' home to break up a party, and a teenager had to be taken to the hospital. An early detection lung cancer screening program allows doctors at Harrington Hospital to increase public awareness. Scans are offered for high-risk patients, and they want to make sure people are aware of the dangers of smoking. Our Chandler Walsh joins us now with more. Chandler.
Olivia, here in Worcester, more than 18% of people smoke tobacco in recent years. The percentage is even higher in nearby towns. Local officials say education is the way to get these numbers down. At one point, 25% of people in Southbridge were smoking tobacco. The Massachusetts Association of Health Boards says this ratio from 2015 was high, and area health professionals aren't surprised.
The whole central Massachusetts area has the highest incidence of smokers in the state. So, it used to be a factory town, and it's just not at all surprising.
Nurse Jean Camo has seen hundreds of patients at Harrington Hospital's lung cancer screening program. People aged 55 to 77 who smoked for decades take a 5-minute chest scan.
We not only can detect cancer early, we can, if it's any more advanced, we have a whole comprehensive team here at Harrington.
Camo says the tobacco smoker population could have changed with the popularity of vaping. Many of her patients transitioned to vaping, but she says lung health concerns are still there.
A lot of people say, well, I stopped smoking at 60, but I've been vaping. So, it's just a matter of perception, I guess, in their mind. But in my mind, they're still smoking.
Camo says education is the best way to keep people from smoking and vaping. The town of Southbridge is using education initiatives to prevent youth from using drugs, including nicotine.
We're seeing people dying from vaping. So, there's a lot of things that are dangerous, and we have to educate the public.
They're running a week-long campaign and put banners up around town. Town manager Ron Sanangelo hopes the percentages of people who smoke and vape decrease with the younger generation.
We're trying to get people to not start. The best way to stop people from getting addicted or involved in this stuff is not to start in the first place.
Now, Nurse Camo says we still don't know enough about vaping and its effects. Sanangelo says parents should warn their kids about potential dangers. In Worcester, Chandler Walsh, Worcester News Tonight.
In September, Worcester City Council unanimously declared a climate emergency in the city, and a resolution at their meeting Tuesday night hopes to fix the city's gas infrastructure. Mayor Joseph Petty placed a resolution on the agenda in support of the Future Act. It would allow the state's municipalities to have a stronger relationship with utility companies to coordinate the repair of gas leaks and incentivize the use of renewable thermal energy sources. The bill would allow the city and its residents to claim property damage from gas leaks and would mandate gas leaks near buildings or trees be repaired within 6 months. There are currently more than 800 unrepaired gas leaks in the city of Worcester, including locations near schools, parks, and playgrounds. A new city program aims to help three-decker owners and developers. The Worcester Housing Now initiative will rehab properties with funding and guidance. City leaders say the program will focus on the existing housing stock in city neighborhoods. Many of these homes are more than 100 years old. An informational meeting on the Worcester Housing Now program will be held Tuesday, November 12th at City Hall. A new inner-city bus service will offer riders a quick trip from Providence to Woonsocket in Worcester. Boston Surface Railroad Company plans to start offering the service in February 2020. A fleet of 5 motor coaches are scheduled to run with round trips to and from Worcester daily. The Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce says it will be another option to bring more people into the city.
Rhode Island, is connected to Massachusetts in lots of ways. And Providence, a pretty significant city in New England. So to the extent that we can create connections and make it easier for people to traverse between capital cities and major cities, I think that's generally a good thing.
Train services are also expected to start in the next year or so. The Boston Surface Railroad Company says buses will also serve as backup for the trains during inclement weather and other issues.